here's a fight I finally get to make a pick right off the bat. We've got, finishing off the early prelims, Blagoy Ivanov and Marcos Rogério de Lima. Now, I've been hard on Marcos Rogério de Lima over the course of his career. We came out of that Alexander Romanov, one arm, forearm choke, which looked absolutely phenomenal on tape. And then he takes on a guy like Big Ben Rothwell. And, I think that fight really exposed Big Ben as a striker. I think that you've watched him take on guys where he's had such an upper hand. The Marcin Tiburas and the Chris Barnetts come to mind a little bit, where he was able to take his time, execute a game plan, eat some shots, then start to give some shots, and take that time to really figure out where he's able to be successful. De Lima did not give him any of that opportunity in their fight. You think about the rush. You think about how the boxing and striking was so clean there. But this is where I'm finding it very difficult to see De Lima being able to do that to a guy like Blagoy Ivanov. Now, the reason I say that is in the last 6 years, Ivanov is 7-4. Those losses are Derek Lewis, Sakai, which are both split decision losses, Dos Santos, and a young Volkov in 2016 in Bellator. So the only real person to unanimously beat him is a primed Junior Dos Santos, who arguably was probably the best boxer in the heavyweight division at the time, coming out of his title runs with Cain Velasquez and that kind of stuff. But that's a huge, huge, huge accomplishment for a guy who's pushing 40 soon and has been relatively active given the state of affairs over the last 2-3 years in just the world. But I really believe that a guy who's able to hold his own from a striking perspective in those fights and come with a Sambo championship background, I really see this as a tough fight for Rogério de Lima. And, I'm a bit of a culture when it comes to pick'em. I haven't seen that big positive number, a nice 10-13, how nice those were to see. But there's something about this fight where I think that they're oceans apart. I'm going to say that out loud, and I rarely distinguish so much about that. Rogério de Lima made me shut up against Big Ben Rothwell. I think that was a recency bias factor for me. But in this fight, when I really judge where Ivanov can be good, those flurries, he's going to be way more technical than Big Ben Rothwell. And the fact that we just haven't seen him fully get rocked and be knocked out and that kind of thing, it's just, I think the technical striking over 3 rounds is going to take over. I think that De Lima is not going to be able to keep up that pace that he showed us against Rothwell, and that's where this fight, unfortunately is going to go. You think about him not being able to finish in the first round. All 5 of his losses since TUF are submission losses. And Blagoy has a huge arsenal of, level changing and submission ability if he gets the fight there. That's the part that makes me really excited for Blagoy to get this big victory. I think that he's in a realm of just, outlier heavyweights that seem to do very well regardless of who you put him against. And in this fight, especially for a guy like De Lima, who is coming up to fight heavyweights, he's going to have his hands full with a guy like Ivanov. So I've got Ivanov written here as a -170 favorite. I just think that you look at the paths to victory here, and I'm basically telling myself if he can avoid the first 2 to 3 minutes of flurries from De Lima, I just don't see him losing this fight in any area. We've seen too much tape on him. We've seen where he can be good, and we've seen where he can kind of take over fights as well when guys start really hot. So it's just the amount of tape, the skill set, and everything just has me leaning Blagoy to win. So let's go as a -170 favorite. A potential Super Saiyan pick right here, guys. I am so high on Blagoy in this fight. So let's take a look. All right, -170 opener. So ding, 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 ding. We were very close with that one, but it's coming down. Blagoy's coming down to about a -140 to a -150 favorite, with De Lima opening as a +145 and now coming as low as +115. What this tells me is even a -145 and a +115 line separation, this has all the makings of finishing as a heavyweight pick'em style fight. But if you're with me on Blagoy, man, get on this line as it starts to lower, because if we can wait for a pick'em line, I really want to take it. You always have to remember -170 opening line. If we keep getting that De Lima action, I think it's going to open the door for a Ivanov official bet. So keep it locked, SookyMMA. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That fight, one of the big ones on our list, so I can't wait for it.